field. He may be going for recall as well, and Terran player, now that he's safe for the time being, going for a fourth base as well, and that's really what you want to do, just to try and get back in this game and win. You want to keep expanding when you've got a position where you're not being threatened. But Arbiter's moving in, mine's going down, worried about a recall. This could be bad if he gets some serious recalls off. Forces clumping up for the Protoss there, ready to be teleported, and mine's gone down. Mine's actually going off as soon as the recall arrives. A whole lot of Protoss forces destroyed, but still he has got a few units into the Terran base. But luckily we've got some Terran reinforcements on hand to actually shoot these down. So that was actually a really unsuccessful recall, and to the relief of the Terran player there that he didn't do so much damage. And at this point the Terran player will really want to be just putting down some missile turrets and so forth, just to prevent that from happening again, because Protoss player has laid down his hand. Basically, he's revealed that he's got recall upgrade, he's got a lot of arbiters, and it's really quite a pressurized situation for Terran. He's got to watch out for attacks on all fronts. The Protoss player could just move in with his whole army, lay down some stasis, and just go for the full-on assault. It's definitely an opportunity here, even though there are mines there. Or he could be recalling to any number of positions, either at the top or at the bottom, any of the Terran expansions. And we've got siege tanks and forces going down up the top to the north-hand side. Wants to slowly take out that top Protoss expansion, but some good defense there by the Protoss player has stopped that. And we've got indeed got a recall down in the bottom right corner of the map, and that was actually effective in halting the expansion there. And his forces are actually enough to take out the Terran defense force here, so he's going to be able to keep that expansion off for a period of time. We've got a full-on assault going on in the middle of the map, stasis field going down, but luckily the Terran player has kept his tanks fairly spread apart so that stasis field didn't do too much damage, but still his entire army has been overrun there, and we've got only reinforcements once again desperately staving them off. And luckily the Protoss forces have been thinned out enough to be halted at that point, and no further damage is done to the Terran economy. But things are definitely not looking so good. We've got more Stargates going down, and here's a fleet beacon, so we're going to be seeing carriers. It's just cheese after cheese, I feel, for this Protoss player. He's just desperately trying to overwhelm this Terran player with tactics like this, and so far it hasn't worked, but who knows. I mean, carriers could be the killing blow. We've all seen how, if you've got an economic advantage, and that's what this Protoss player does have, that carriers can be almost unstoppable in this sort of situation. So I'm not even sure if our Terran player here even realizes it. I mean, he's doing really well to defend, but he's only got a few forces, and he's only sort of hanging on by the skin of his teeth, and that's something you cannot do against carriers. Once they show up, you've really got to be outnumbering the Protoss player and having heaps of upgrades, heaps of Goliath, heaps of resources, plenty of gas to hold them off, and even then it's difficult. So I don't know how he's going to manage this, but we'll see. A lot of probes going to the expansion. If he can get some vultures around there, this is going to be... Oh, and here come the vultures. Plenty of target-rich environment for the vultures. Come on, you've got to move in there and, yeah, snipe the probes. Oh, this is beautiful stuff. All of the probes taken out, so just great play there by the Terran player, just luckily coming in and sneaking off some kills. Some of the Protoss bases look like they've mined out, so if this game can be won in terms of war of attrition, it might be possible for the Terran player to come out. Carriers have arrived, and it's lucky that the Terran player had actually stopped that expansion down the bottom, because if he had not done that, then I think the economy just supporting those carriers would be too much in the long run. But at the moment the carrier numbers are small, and there is a chance of him actually thinning them out and preventing them from becoming too powerful. I only count 3 there. So let's see how this works out. We are actually managing to get a tank assault on the top base, and the carriers have arrived, so those tanks are not going to last very long. But if those vultures can again take out the probes, there's only 5 of them, but oh my god, great work destroying those probes. I think they're well upgraded, these vultures. And despite the carriers being there to just snipe all the units, it's really good that he's actually taking out the economy here, because that will prevent the Protoss player from getting too many carriers. And oh my god, he's moved them in even more probes in. That was a mistake there by the Protoss player. He should not have moved them in when he knew that the probes were alive. Maybe he was just a bit confident seeing the carriers there, assured that the carriers would take out the vultures in time. But vultures are really quick, so you've got to be careful. It's a good thing he didn't lose all his probes, but still, I mean, it was just a bit of a risky move. A lot of Goliaths now, but I'm not really too happy with the number of Goliaths. You really need quite a lot, and as you can see, his carrier fleet has actually grown to about 6 or 7 carriers, and that's when they start to get a bit dangerous. And we've got, looks like 1.5 control groups of Goliaths, but when the carriers are just hanging around over the high ground like that, over the cliffs and impassable terrain, it's really difficult to stop them. And we've got Cloak, but 1 starport there, so he might be trying to sneak some wraiths around. I can't see any observers with those carriers, so that might actually be really helpful. That, in fact, could give him a chance at this point, but there are observers in the vicinity, as we can see, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get enough wraiths with just that 1 starport to do any significant damage, even if the Protoss player is left with his guard down. And we've got an assault on the bottom expansion here. Missile turrets going up, which is a good idea just to prevent those carriers from sticking around for too long. And we've got a lot of Goliaths there, but he really needs to save his expansion, because if he runs out of resources for those Goliaths, then it is all over. There's no chance of him stopping those carriers, and is actually making a couple of kills here. But we've got a Protoss ground force coming in, and I see High Templars there. Looks like we're going to be storming. Storms are really vicious on Goliaths, and because you have to group them up and clump them up to really shoot at the carriers effectively, those High Templars are a really great addition to your carrier fleet. And looks like the carriers have got free reign over that expansion. Terran player is going to have to just do something quick if he wants to save this. I think the High Templars are hopefully out of energy. And here are the Wraiths. I'm a bit disappointed with the Wraiths showing up now, because the carriers have actually moved away to the Protoss base, and nothing could actually have been done if he had actually waited for the carriers to move out into the open and snipe them. And now we see we've got observers en route, so a bit of a wasted opportunity there by the Terran player. Carriers just still dominating. It's just really ugly when this sort of thing happens, because nothing can be done. Wraiths did show up there, but they were quickly taken out. There's just not enough of them. He did try to shoot down the observer. As you can see, it was pretty much damaged there, but not taken out, and that's crucial. And once again, we can just try sniping the command center with the carriers. And things are looking pretty grim for the Terran player. He survived that horrible early game cheese. He survived the Protoss attack. He survived the Arbiter recalls. And now the carriers are going to finish him off. So this actually looks like a frustrating way to go. Once again, moved up to the top to actually shoot down some probes and stuff. And I think he has actually managed to take it out. So I think the Protoss player is almost out of resources at this point. So he's still got a chance to do this. But remember, he's got to take out all of those carriers. And he's running out of means to do so with his own forces. And this does not look like it is going to be a one-sided match, actually. This could be very close, and trying to lure those horses to the mines, but it didn't work. Once again, rightly, Protoss players decided to head down to the southern expansion here at the 6 o'clock position, and desperately SCVs moving in to defend. That carrier force does look like it's been thinned out, so I think he's been taking a lot of hits here. He has managed to take out just about all of the Goliaths, but his carrier fleet has been weakened. I don't think he can actually afford any more carriers at this point, and a tank shows up to scare away those Dragoons. All of the Dragoons are weakened, but there's only there's no forces defending, and I think yeah, the Protoss player actually just lost his carriers. I think they're gone, and we've got about 3 Goliaths left against a few Dragoons here, which can be taken out. But we've got Dark Templars moving in, and Goliaths just microing around. We've got, looks like we had a scan going off, but the Dark Templars took them out in time. This is the only expansion the Protoss players got left. The expansion at the top left has been mined out. We've got nothing building at the star gates, and we've got vultures in. Take out the probes. Yeah, probes have been taken out, so no resources left for the Protoss player. Oh my god, this is miraculous. He just won the game. Oh my god, I can't believe that. Carriers were finally destroyed, thinned down by excellent Goliath micromanagement, and all of that fantastic probe vulture usage just knocked out the probes, and we've got a miracle game coming back from all of those. Jeez, man, that was a great performance by that Terran player, Majayong. Guys, thanks for watching. This has just been an awesome game again, so just keep checking out the VODs. They'll be